Step onto the water in the year 1500 and you enter the richest, most feared and envied city the entire known world had ever built. This is Venice at its absolute peak, a city with no roads at all, built entirely upon wooden piles driven deep into a shifting lagoon floor. No other power on earth controls global trade quite like this republic does, stretching its reach from the Adriatic all the way to the Silk Road. By the time this walk through the canals ends, you will understand exactly how a swamp became the single most powerful city in all of Europe. Your gondola glides beneath a pale morning fog, past palaces whose marble foundations seem to float impossibly above the shifting green tide. Bells echo across the still lagoon from 100 different churches, each one loudly announcing the private wealth of the parish that built it. The air smells of saltwater, tar and distant spices, a scent that tells you this entire city breathes and survives through its harbor alone. Every building here was raised on countless timber pilings, sunk into the mud, an engineering secret that let Venice defy the open sea itself. Ships from Constantinople, Alexandria, and distant Flanders crowd the busy horizon, all converging on this single narrow strip of open water. There is no other city anywhere in Christendom where a merchant can grow richer than a prince, simply by mastering the shifting tides of trade. At the Rialto, the noise becomes almost deafening, a marketplace where 100 different languages tangle together over crates of foreign goods. Pepper, cinnamon and nutmeg pass first through these crowded stalls, long before they ever reach the noble kitchens of London or of Paris. Venetian glass, dyed silk and freshly printed books leave from this same bridge, carried outward to royal courts across the entire continent. Bankers sit hunched at wooden tables along the canal, quietly inventing the very language of credit that modern commerce still relies upon. A single Venetian gold ducat is trusted from Lisbon all the way to Cairo, a coin so reliable that even rival empires accept it without question. Fortunes are made and lost within a single afternoon here, as prices shift wildly with news arriving fresh off the very next morning tide. This one crowded market alone generates more wealth in a year than entire kingdoms collect from decades of taxing their own farmland fields. Beyond the market lies the Great Arsenal, a shipyard so advanced that it can assemble a fully armed war galley within a single working day. Thousands of laborers move here like a single vast machine, each one responsible for only a single repeating task along this endless line of work. This is in effect the world's very first true assembly line, centuries before modern factories would ever adopt the exact same efficient idea. Timber arrives from forests high across the Alps, floated down rivers that are specifically reserved for feeding this endlessly hungry shipyard. From here sail the war galleys that guard every Venetian trade route, warships built fast enough to outpace almost any rival nation afloat. Without the arsenal, none of the wealth flooding through the Rialto could ever hope to survive the pirates who hunt these dangerous waters. Foreign kings send spies simply to glimpse these closely guarded methods, desperate to steal secrets that keep this small republic untouchable. Along the Grand Canal, palace facades rise in pink marble and gleaming gold, each family competing to outshine its enormously wealthy neighbors. Inside the Doge's palace, elected nobles argue for hours over trade routes, taxation, and the delicate balance of distant foreign wars abroad. Venice answers to no single king at all, ruled instead by careful councils designed specifically to prevent any one man from seizing power. Ambassadors from Rome, Paris, and even distant Constantinople gather here, because Venetian intelligence quietly rivals any royal spy network. The Doge himself is far more a symbol than a true sovereign, bound by law to share power with hundreds of watchful and jealous noble families. This careful, deliberate balance of ambition and restraint is precisely why Venice has survived while so many empires around it simply have not. Every quiet decision made within these palace walls ripples outward, shifting alliances across half the royal courts of Renaissance Europe. Away from the grand palaces, ordinary Venetians crowd narrow calli, hanging laundry between buildings that nearly touch each other overhead. Fishmongers shout their prices beside canal steps, while barefoot children leap between moored boats without a single fear of the dark water. Inside St. Mark's Basilica, golden mosaics glow softly by candlelight, a glittering treasury of imagery looted from a long-fallen Byzantium. During Carnival, elaborate masks erase every distinction of rank, letting nobles and servants dance together beneath the very same torches. Courtesans, artists and printers fill the crowded streets near the Rialto, drawn by a freedom of thought rare almost anywhere else in Europe. This is among the very first cities to print books on a massive scale, spreading dangerous new ideas faster than any government can contain. Beneath all the splendor, plague ships still sit quarantined offshore, a grim and constant reminder of what this lagoon can also carry within it. Yet even now, at the very height of its glory, quiet rival trade routes are already forming far beyond the reach of any Venetian war galley. Portuguese ships have begun rounding the coast of Africa entirely, searching for a new path to the Spice Islands that bypasses Venice completely. Almost no one here believes it yet, but the ocean route now being charted will one day slowly drain the wealth flowing through this market. The Ottoman Empire presses steadily closer with each passing year. Threatening trade colonies, Venice has spent centuries carefully building. Still, for now, the Republic remains almost untouchable, its fleets unmatched and its treasury far deeper than any rival power can ever imagine. No one walking these sunlit canals today could ever imagine a future where Venice is no longer the true center of the known world's trade. And yet, despite plague, rival empires, and a slowly changing map of world trade, this city on the water still refused to simply disappear. Centuries later, the canals still remain, the palaces still stand, and the Rialto still hums faintly with the echo of that ancient wealth. Venice teaches us that true greatness can rise from nothing but mud, water, and the sheer stubborn will to build something truly meant to last. History never truly vanishes here in Venice. It simply waits quietly beneath the surface of the lagoon, ready to be walked through once again. If this journey through the canals of Renaissance Venice pulled you in, make sure you subscribe so that you never miss where we travel next. Leave a comment below and tell us which lost city or forgotten empire deserves to be walked through next, right here in our very next episode. Because somewhere out there, another vanished world is waiting quietly to be rebuilt, one single canal, one street, one story at a single time. Until then, remember that every canal, every palace, and every quiet street here still carries the full, lasting weight of that golden age.